Hey guys, this is Jess and welcome to part 3 of the Better Back program. Today we're focusing on all our lower back supporting muscles, so a lot of leg, a lot of glutes, a little bit of core. Alright, so we're starting with the nice and basic body weight squat, focusing on our form and focusing on where your body wants to move with this. We're going to bring our bending our knees, our tailbones coming down towards the ground, our knees track over towards our toes, and then we're coming up. Everyone's bodies will be different for this one, so you can take a full range of motion as long as the weight is coming through those heels and coming back up. An alternative is, if you're not feeling secure or there's a little bit of discomfort, we have a seat here. You can come down, sit down, stand back up, or tap down, come back up. So these are our warm-up for our lower body, making sure our core is on, which is pubic bone, up to the belly button, and then we're weight bearing through our heels and not through the balls of our feet. From here, we're going to be doing a crab walk. So for this, we have one of our circular bands. We're popping it over our legs, just above the knees. And all we're going to do is we're going to take one step away. So it's going to pull through our legs, step back in, step away with the opposite foot, and back in. The knees should be going out, again over towards our toes. And this is really good for strengthening up the outside of our legs, as well as our knees, and those tiny glute muscles that are all about supporting our lower back. Now you can do quite a few of these depending on your resistance or how your knees are. If you do have ongoing knee issues, I don't advise this. It does put a lot of tension through the knees, but as a preventative exercise for any knee problems, fantastic. Good. After our crab walk, we're going to take our band off. I'm going to go focus on a unilateral movement, which means we're using one side, which is our single leg squat. So this is great for building stability, particularly through our ankles and knees. I'm going to pop one leg up on the seat, just resting our foot comfortably, so you'll find where the position works for you. Stepping away from the seat, I'm roughly half a meter, and then all we're going to do is bend our stabilizing leg. So bending down, as far as you can comfortably, that weight is still bearing through the heel, just like in our body weight squat, and then coming back up. You're going to find there's a lot more pressure on the leg. The muscle's going to work that much harder because it's doing your body weight on its own. And coming down. You may find a little stretch through your hip on the leg that's up as well. And coming down. That's the way. And then we're going to swap sides, making sure we're doing equal amounts on each side. Finding that comfortable foot position for our leg that is raised, and coming down. Weight through the heel, core is on, and finding our full range of motion without pain. So just feeling that muscle fatigue. Beautiful. From here, we're going to stay with unilateral movements, but we're going to go into our lunges. So we're going to be working more through our hips. I'm going to take a big step forward, one foot in front of the other, parallel feet. What we're going to do is bend our back leg so the front knee is soft, coming down as far as you can. If you can tap the ground, fantastic, and coming back up. Nice and parallel with the hips. We're not leaning to one side or the other. We're coming straight down, tailbone comes down into the ground, and coming up. You will definitely feel that stretch through the hip if you've got some tight hips. And this is really going to strengthen up through your hips and through your quads. Wonderful. And again, making sure we're doing both legs. Review your program on how many you want to do and how many sets you'd like to do. And if this is becoming not quite challenging enough, you can always add some weight. So for example's sake, we have a dumbbell. So we can have a goblet style, holding in both hands. Or if you're wanting a little bit more core work, holding it down to one side. So what this does is makes your core need to stabilise itself because it's off balance. So it's doing that little bit of extra work through that midsection. After our lunges, we're going to go back to our squat, but we're going to do it weighted. So the alternative to this is using the leg press if your site has one, and if it doesn't, you can use any form of weight. So you can look at a dumbbell goblet squat, a barbell, so you can do a front or back squat, or a kettlebell. So we've got our goblet, feet underneath the hips, going as far down as you can comfortably, find where your body is happy, going nice and low. Hips are our main point of contact with the ground, strong tummy muscles, hips in line with heels, shoulders in line with hips, and coming up. Making sure our core is engaged, and really working through those glutes, a nice big compound movement. So that is it for our strength exercises. Now we're going to be doing some stretches that are really good for that lower back. So we've got our foam roller here, and most of you should have one at your side. I'm going to place that one down. And we're going to come line it up with the bottom of our spine, so where it leads into our butt rack. And laying down, finding where it's comfortable for you. So this will depend on your height as well. I have a hair clip in, which makes it a little bit harder. Bringing the arms out. You can just open them out here, if you can go to full extension. And just letting your body relax down on each side. And you can spend quite a while here if you have the time, or if you have one at home. It's really great for opening up your chest as well, which, as we talked about in part one, is an essential part in keeping a really happy upper and mid back. From this point, we're going to come off our roller. We're going to cross one leg on top of the other knee, kind of like we're about to do a glute stretch, but coming all the way across. Bring our arms out to the side. We're going to drop our knee down towards the ground. If you like, you can have something here to support it if the stretch is a bit too much. And we're going to bring it down, and then we're going to look away from our knee. And we're going to hold that there for at least 30 seconds, feeling that stretch through our back. If your chest is really tight, again, you may feel that stretch through there as well. And just making sure we're swapping sides. Cross the other leg over, coming down, head goes in the opposite direction. And hold. And that is it for part 3 of our Better Back program.